Hey there friends, it's Missy again. Thanks so much for stopping in today. I'm back with a new layout and video for Hip Kit Club, and I'm using the 2020 March kits for this. And I'm going to be using one of the background cut files that are free for this month, and it's basically just a background full of octagons. And so I resized them and cut a bunch of them in papers that would coordinate with this photo. And it's just a cute pool photo of my older daughter from a few years ago. And it's a light photo. There's a lot of light blue in it. And so I just picked pattern papers that would go with the photo. And all of these are from the main kit. I chose a light pink pattern paper, the yellow with the suns on it, the white and very light blue stripes, and then a couple others. The one on the bottom, that darker teal color, was a bit dark, I thought, but I'm going to lighten it up, and I think it works out in the end. So I cut one of the octagons on just some scrap white cardstock because I wanted to use it as a template to cut my photo in the same shape. I see so many layouts with shaped photos, and I always think, hey, I want to do that. And I never do it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it on this layout. So I just stuck it right on top of my picture there, and now it's the same shape as all of my little pieces of paper here. So I'm going to start to just play around with all of these octagons and kind of create a vertical design. Wasn't quite sure if I wanted to go vertical or horizontal, but I wind up going vertical. And I'm just layering them all around and try to create some overlapping and then some just kind of fitting together, kind of like puzzle pieces, and just trying to get a feel for how all of these colors and patterns are going to work. And I just tried to scatter the colors around so all the pink ones weren't together and all the blue ones weren't together. And yeah, you kind of see what I'm going for here. I've got a lot of open space in the photo, and so I don't feel that my daughter in the picture is too crowded with all of these shapes around her. So here's what I was talking about. I wanted to lighten up this darker teal paper, so I'm just using, surprise, surprise, some white gesso. You know I can't make a layout without some white gesso in some way, shape, or form. And so I'm just kind of lightly coating each of these darker pieces with a little bit of this gesso, and in the end I think it does make a difference. And I'm going to go with a sheet of this light pink cardstock that we get in the cardstock kit as my background, and then on the area where all of my octagons are going to go, I'm going to use the same white gesso and just kind of scrape it on and create an area for me to do some mixed media on. And this is going to sort of give me a little bit of a white space. It's going to protect the paper so all of the liquid doesn't just soak right through. So I pulled out several things here. This is the Nouveau Mousse, one of the Nouveau Mousses that we get in the March color kit. It's the pink one. And I'm going to start right there. I'm going to use this kind of as a watercolor. I'm just going to smudge some down using my palette knife there, and you can see how shiny it is. Very, very pretty pink color. And then I'm going to mix in some of the Lindy's Magical Powders. This is the one that we got last month. It's the Plumeria Pink, and it is such a beautiful pink color. And so I decided to mix these two together and see what I could come up with here. And so I put both of those down. I'm adding some water. And this is just going to be kind of my base coat of pink. I'm going to work in some other colors as we go, but I wanted a lot of pink in the background. Since my picture has a lot of blue in it, I didn't want any blue on the background. I wanted to keep it a contrasting color. So all this pink on the background is going to make the blue photo really stand out. So I'm just, using my brush, I'm tilting the paper, adding more water, and just kind of letting it drip and run and spread. And yeah, you cannot mess this up. This does not take any type of skill. I mean, really, you're just smudging some color down, you're adding some water, and then letting it run around the page. Honestly, I'm just trying to keep it where the gesso is. So to add in some different shades, I'm going to go into one of the colors that I used on my paper, or on my layout last week. This is another Lindy's that we got a couple months ago. This is the Andrea's Azalea, and it is a completely different shade of pink. It's more of like a rose gold pink color. I can't even describe it. It's just this deeper shade of pink. It's so pretty. Mix that in. Now I'm coming in with some splatters of a lighter pink spray that we got a long time ago. Where is it? I have so many here on my desk, I lose them all. This is the Cotton Candy Pink. And then I thought I would add in a little bit of yellow splatters here, not too much, so it doesn't make orange, because I did not want to make orange, but I'm using not the one I used last time. I'm using a different one. This was Yellow Rose of Texas, and that's a Lindy's Starburst spray that we got several months ago. Just adding a little bit of that in, because I am going to have yellow on the layout. And then I'm using a napkin here to just dab up some of those splatters. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about here, how the photo is going to really pop against all the pink that I'm going to add. So I like how this is going so far. I'm going to keep working on it. I like to bring everything back a little bit at a time just to kind of see how it looks. I do want to add in some of that color. I don't know if you saw that really quick, but there's one of the stickers on the Heidi Swap stick, one of those sticker sheets that's like one of the vellum stickers, and it's kind of a reddish pink color. It says easy going on it, and I wanted that color on the background in a couple spaces. So I'm going to go back to that Andrea's Azalea and just kind of add some more of that in a couple spots. And that really is a beautiful color. I'm not sure what month we got that one, but if you go back to the website and backtrack each month and look at all the color kits, you'll be able to see which ones might still be available. I know a lot of them do sell out, but yeah, you can go and backtrack and check. But this color is really, really pretty, and I love how it looks mixed with these other brighter pinks. So this is what we've got so far. I love how that is looking. I love that it is so shimmery. I think it's so pretty. And I love how these Lindy's mix with the Nuvo pastes. Just very unique color blending, I think. All right, so it's mostly dry. I'm going to come back in and put down all of the octagons and kind of see what this is going to look like up to this point. And some of these I'm going to put overlapping each other. Some of them are not going to touch, but I wanted to keep them all kind of in a vertical column, I guess you could call that. All right, so before I glue anything down, I want to add some texture and dimension to all of these octagons. And so I'm going to run each one through my little edge distressor there. And this is just going to make the edges look a little uneven and a little rough. And I've had that little edge distressor for so long, and I love that little thing. But you could also use the side of some scissors if you don't have one of the edge distressors. That works great too. Now I do want to pop up all of the octagons, so I'm just going to cut some small pieces of adhesive foam to put behind all of them to pop them up off the page. And then I'm going to work on embellishments. Now these Heidi Swap stickers are colored, but they're also transparent, so you can see through them. Now the Hello Sunshine one, I wanted to try something different, so I stuck that one to some vellum. But this one here that says easygoing, I put that one on white cardstock, and I'm going to fussy cut these out, and now I can just move them around and use them as embellishments. I kind of wish I would have put the Hello Sunshine on white cardstock, and you'll see why later when I finally decide where to put it. But I wanted to use that easygoing sticker. I've been wanting to use it since I pulled out these stickers the first week, and I just didn't have the right layout for it. I also wanted to use this So Fun sticker. I'm going to trace off a little bit. Trace off. Why did I say that? Trim off some of the white border because it was really thick. And I'm going to put those two stickers kind of right there, I think. This is one of the little tabs that I cut for my layout last week and didn't use. It's from one of the Bloom Street pattern papers. And then here's my little container of all of the embellishments, all the stickers, all the Pocket Life cards. you know, this is, I think, my 4th layout using all these things, and so by now everything's a big old mess in my container, so I have to just basically thumb through all of it. I'm terrible when it comes to organization. I see so many of you guys and so many of my fellow design team members have the best ideas for organization. I am terrible. You think my layouts are messy? You should see my desk. It is a sad sight. You would probably cringe if you could see it right now. Awful. But I know where everything is. It's just a big old mess. All right, so I've got everything kind of laid out so far like I want it, but I don't want to glue anything down until I get some thread in there. So I pulled out some light blue thread. This is basically the same color as the blue in the picture. And I just want this to be kind of a subtle detail, kind of coming out from behind the photo and the octagons around it. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it just kind of complements everything and gives a little bit of texture. So now very carefully, I'm going to start to glue things down. I don't want to remove all of the octagons again because I'll never get them back like this. So I'm just very lightly lifting them up, squirting a little bit of glue under there so they stay right where they are. And I'm using the Scotch tacky glue, and I've been finding that at Walmart. The last several bottles that I have bought have come from Walmart. So yeah, be on the lookout for that if you are wanting to use this glue. It doesn't come in this little bottle though. It comes in a bigger bottle, and then I put it in this very well loved, very well used fine liner bottle. That bottle of glue has been through battle. Look at it. It's so sad. It's all the label has worn off, and it's so sticky from my gesso covered hands touching it all the time, but I love that bottle. Anyway, I'm going to go through all the sticker sheets. These are the Bloom Street stickers. Pick a couple things off of those because they match perfectly. I'm going to use some hearts, and those are kind of a cross between puffy stickers and vinyl stickers. I'm going to go through more of the Heidi Swap stickers and try a couple things. You can kind of see the Hello Sunshine. Do you see the difference in how that one looks when I stuck it on the vellum? You can kind of see that it's kind of grayed out. I'm going to work on that later. I just trimmed off the white edges of this adorable little flamingo. I've been wanting to use the flamingos. Since this is a pool photo, I thought that that would work well. I tried some of the flowers, but this just didn't scream flower to me, so I really don't use any flowers on this page. I am going to use lots of hearts from this little Jen Hadfield sticker sheet here. And I still want to use all these cute little animals. I just have not done a layout where they will work yet, but I do want to use them because they are adorable, especially that little sloth. More sticker sheets here. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Hello Sunshine. I do use it, but it moves around quite a bit before I finally give it a home. I do add a little vellum rainbow above that pink phrase right there to the left of the on the left side of the photo. I use some of these stickers. I do take off the bottom one that I just stuck down there. I felt like it darkened up that octagon and it just bugged me, so I took it off. I'm adding in more thread. Where is this pink thread gonna go? Oh yeah, down here at the bottom. I wanted to bring in a pop of that brighter pink color down to that area of the layout, so I just did that with some thread, and I layered that underneath the octagons down there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with yellow up at the top. So that's where I'm going to add yellow thread. Kind of wedge it underneath some of those octagons there. And I'm still trying to figure out the Hello Sunshine. I keep wanting to stick it on white cardstock, and I don't know why I didn't do that like I did the other sticker, but oh well, I make it work. I'm going to mix and match my title. I'm going to use Fun from the Bloom Street stickers, and then I am obsessed with these glittery light blue thickers. These are amazing. I love the size. I love the color. They stick perfectly. They're awesome. I want those in every color, like unlimited supply. We got to figure out how to do that. So my title is pretty boring. It's going to be Fun Pool Day, but you know what? It works. I wanted to use fun because it was the perfect color. It was that perfect pop of that bright pink, and then those light blue stickers worked great, or thickers worked great. So yes. So here's how I make the Hello Sunshine work. I had some leftover octagons. I keep wanting to say hexagons, but there's 8 sides. It's octagon, right? So I thought I would kind of continue the design a little bit over to the left and just use a couple of them, and then put the Hello Sunshine to where it kind of, if you see the sun right by hello and then the E in sunshine, the way I have it wedged right there, it fits perfectly around pool day. So I thought, okay, it has to go right there. That is too perfect. So I made that work, and then I worked all of the extra hexagons, here we go, octagons around it. And I am going to ruffle up the edges and pop these up with some adhesive foam also. And my intention when I started this was not to come out to the left side. I was going to leave the left side of this page, you know, just blank space, but it just sort of grew, and that's where it wound up going. And so, you know, I love when that happens with layouts. Things just sort of happen and you go with it, and I wind up liking it more. All right, so I am going to add some thread over to this side. I'm going back to the brighter pink color and adding in just a little bit of that. I love thread, you guys. I'm sure you knew that, but I don't know. I don't know why. I just love that it looks messy. I love that it adds texture and that it adds the perfect pop of color wherever you need it. And yep, I don't know. Some things you just like and you can't explain why. I just like it. All right, so I'm going to glue that down, and then the Hello Sunshine is going to go right there. However, it was bugging me that you still couldn't really see it very well. It's still kind of gray and dingy because of the vellum. I'm going to fix it here in just a minute. But I got distracted by the color of the easygoing sticker with the little swish of paint down there underneath, so fun. I felt like I didn't have more of that color because my background dried a lot lighter than I wanted it to. And so I'm going to come back in with the Andrea's Azalea in a couple places and just try to add more of that reddish pink color in a couple spots, because it bugs me when I just have one thing of one color on the layout. And so I wanted that color in a couple of other places. And so that's all I'm doing here, is just kind of adding it in. And it still dries a little bit lighter than I was hoping, but in the end, I think it's fine. It works out okay. I overanalyze things way too much, but yeah. All right, we're going back to some splatters here. Are the backgrounds ever really done? No, they are not. I just have to just stop, because otherwise I will keep going on the background. All right, so now I wanted to add some detail to some of these octagons. So I couldn't very well stitch on them because they're glued down and they're popped up. So I just grabbed my gold metallic pen and I'm going to trace around the edges. So it's basically kind of like faux stitching, but not really. Kind of see what I'm talking about here. I just added some detail. So if you don't have a sewing machine, but you want to add some fun detail, just trace around the edges of something with a pen. I didn't do it on all of them. I just did it on the lighter color ones, and I like how that looks. It worked out good. All right, so here's my solution to brightening up Hello Sunshine. Yay, it's more gesso. You probably figured I would do that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this gesso behind this piece here to lighten it up and to whiten it up, and it's going to make it stand out a little bit better. It's still going to look kind of grayish because of the vellum, but you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're using stickers that are see-through. If you really want them to stand out on something else that's colored, you need to put it on white cardstock first. So I knew that, but I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so I felt like adding some white splatters, so I pulled out my trusty bottle of cheap white acrylic paint, watered it down a little bit, and then just go to town with my brush and splatter, splatter, splatter. That's my favorite way of adding white splatters, because the white acrylic paint is pretty thick, and when it dries, it stays white, and it does not just soak right through your paper and become invisible. I just realized that there was another flamingo on that sticker sheet, and it's facing the other direction, so it's perfect. I did trim off the outer white border, and so that flamingo is going to go on the right side of the picture. So now the two flamingos are looking in toward my daughter. I like to have things looking in toward things, so it looks like they are looking at her. And yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm adding in some lines here for journaling, and I'm going to use my gold metallic pen, the same one I just used a minute ago. And then here's the Jen Hadfield gold glitter spray. I think we got these in the November kits for the Christmas kits. It's basically the same thing as Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine, and that Heidi Swapp is practically empty. But I did use some of that off camera. I forgot to record it, but I did splatter some gold around. But yeah, I'm not sure if that is still available in the store or not, but you can check it. I believe it was the November kits. Last thing I'm going to do is add in some of these blingy enamel dots. I can't remember who those are from, but that was the last thing I did. I added the date. That's the final layout. The sun was extra bright when I was trying to get this layout photograph, so I tried to get the colors exactly as close as I could, but I really like how this turned out. I think it's cute and colorful, and I like all the colors, and these kits have just been fantastic. I've really enjoyed the March kits, and I want to keep making things with them. But yeah, check out the cut files for this month. This was a freebie background, like I said, the octagons, so you could use it as a background, or you could do something like this and just cut a bunch of different papers using the same shape. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying all the close-ups. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe, and I will see you in my video next time. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.